Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Rory Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. Raven, also known as Rachel Roth, is the half-human, half-demon empath of the Teen Titans, who is constantly at war with her emotions. She's played a pivotal role as a Teen Titan since her debut in 1980, so without surprise, she has several alternate versions who have appeared in many different story arcs. So let's take a look at the top 10 alternate versions of Raven. In the number 10 spot, we have Ravenia Dayspring. In the Amalgam Universe's exciting X-Patrol comic, DC's Raven and Marvel's Alia Dayspring come together to create Ravenia Dayspring. She is a spiritual healer of the Celtic cult and member of the X-Patrol, although she played a very minor role. She did play savior to Niles Cable at one point, and she was predicted to be his future wife, as Alia was Cable's wife. Coming in at number 9 is Tiny Titans Raven. A little Raven is one of the main roles in the Tiny Titans series. Due to the comical and kid-friendly nature of the series, the role of Raven strays pretty far from the source material, so far in fact that she is actually under the care of her father Trigon, instead of trying to overcome him, and Trigon also happens to fill in as a substitute at Raven's school. Didn't realize they studied demonology that early. Next at number 8 we got DC Bombshell's Raven. In the DC Bombshell storyline, Raven's mother was a human who fell in love with a mountain spirit and gave birth to his child. Don't ask me how that works. Her mother raised her in the village despite the discomfort of the locals, and she even learned how to control her magical abilities with the help of her grandfather, which unfortunately made her a target of desire for the Joker's daughter, who thought she would make the perfect addition to her German army. In the number 7 spot is Booster Gold Raven. In the monthly comic book featuring the hero Booster Gold, Raven is the only surviving member of the Teen Titans when the villain Black Beetle murders the whole team, all because she was the last to show up. Another reason to hit that snooze button and show up 10 minutes later. And so begins Raven and Booster Gold's journey to another alternate future to fix the history that has been ruined and track down Black Beetle. You gotta wonder if heroes ever get tired of all the time travel. The jet lag must be awful. Coming in at number 6 we have Flashpoint Raven. This version of Raven in the Flashpoint storyline is a member of the Secret Seven. This version including Raven, Zatanna, Enchantress, Amethyst, Abracadabra, Mind Warp, and Shade the Changing Man. She doesn't last long before her murder at the hands of the infiltrator Enchantress, but the interesting thing here is that this Raven has embraced her dark side and is constantly striving to live up to her father's name, as opposed to trying to escape it once and for all. Next up at number 5 is the Smallville Child. In the comic Smallville, Harbinger, Brother Blood kidnapped a teenage girl who was meant to be a sacrifice to summon the sons of Trigon, the 7 deadly sins. Luckily, Zatanna and Constantine are able to intercept and rescue the girl, but this leaves Brother Blood with no choice but to sacrifice himself instead. So okay, the plan didn't exactly work out, but Jay Garrick, aka The Flash, did end up with a new kid. Whether that's good news for him or not, and when asked what her name was, the child replied, Rachel Roth, but you can call me Raven. Up next at number 4 is Dream War Raven. This version of Raven appeared in the DC and Wildstorm Dream War crossover series. She appears alongside the rest of the Teen Titans in Chimera's plot to create his literal dream heroes. This version of Raven is very powerful and leads the attacks of her teammates multiple times, downing Mr. Majestic as well as Shadow Thief. That is, until her and Midnighter find Chimera and wake him up. All the characters disappear, but the destruction still remains. In the number 3 spot we have Ravana. That's right, the lucky girl gets 2 amalgamations instead of just 1. This combo character was part of the Superman and Batman mashup, where Dr. Destiny trapped the 2 heroes in a world of DC mix-ups. Ravana was a combo of Raven and Zatanna, and though she was a member of the Justice Titans, yes, even the teams were amalgamated, she was killed early on and her costume was kept in memoriam. One character with tons of potential who was chopped way too early. Coming in at number 2 is Dark Raven. The Titans Tomorrow storyline gave a glimpse of a possible future for the Teen Titans, and one possibility was of Raven giving in to the temptation of darkness. Here she becomes Dark Raven, and she has accepted her place as Trigon's demon daughter. She uses her power to absorb the emotions of most Americans, rendering them susceptible to the Titans' control, and this gives her the nickname the Wicked Witch of the West. I always love to see the dark side of characters played out, which is the reason she ranks so high up on this list. And finally, in the number 1 spot we've got Animated Raven. Perhaps the Raven that is responsible for so much of the spotlight. The Teen Titans animated series depicts Raven as a bit different than her comic book self. Animated Raven is created with gray skin and a similar costume to her comic book counterpart, save for a leotard to make animation easier. She takes a long time to warm up to her teammates, and she's the perfect foil for Starfire. She's also much more heavily reliant on telekinesis. Animated Raven was so popular that comic books afterwards tried to keep their representation closer to the animated one. So those were the top 10 alternate versions of Raven. Let me know in the comments section down below who you want alternate versions of next. My name is Rory Destroya, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.